Hey guys, what is up? It is Jess here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use CSS with your HTML. Okay, so right here what you're looking at is basically the HTML page that we made before. The only changes I made was these two here. It's the CSS and JavaScript. Now these are actually links, and what they are right here, and I'll show you how to add them in the other HTML files. I made two other HTML files in which these are linked to. So as you see here, tags2 is CSS, which will be this file, which there is nothing in, but we will be working in this file since this is going to be all about the CSS. What you do is write A to create the tag, href equals then the file in which you want to link to, and then what you want it to say for the person to click on. And then I put a line break here just to kind of make it nicer, and I also put it as a heading 3, and I centered it, and I put it in here. And when you come in the website and click on CSS, since that's where we're going to be working, you see that it is an empty page because tags2 is empty. But now what we're going to want to do is first we're going to kind of want to add some context in the HTML document. Okay, so here I just added a title for the top of the page over here, and I also named a heading 1, and I centered it, and it's going to be CSS because that's what all this page is going to be about. So I'm just going to refresh this, and you're going to see CSS. This is basically what we have so far, and I'm just going to go through how to add these tags here into our CSS so we could go back and forth between all the pages of the website. What you're going to want to do is you're going to type a href, and then equals, and you're going to put in the file name, which is tags.html. And then you're going to want to close that, and in the middle of these two opening and closing tags, you're going to want to write what you want to click on. So this is going to be the HTML page. And then here I'm going to want a line break just to make it look nice. I'm going to want to put the same thing here for the second one. But this is going to be for tag 3. Tag 3 is going to be, I believe, in the next couple videos, it's going to be about JavaScript. Now, these are our two tags. If I file and save, reload, you're going to see the two tags, but they don't look too pretty. They just kind of look like regular tags. I'm going to show you. I'll click on one of them. Oh, why is it having? And it'll bring you back here. So now you can go back and forth between the two pages without using this arrow. I'm going to use H3, and I'm going to center this. So I'm going to go align equals center. Reload. So it is a little bigger, and now it's in the center of the page. So the next thing here, I just added these little notes. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and it's for the design and the style. And underneath here, I'm going to write a couple definitions of some stuff that we are going to go over. You're going to want to open a new file. Let's just say it's this one. I already saved this for the video and time's sake, but what you're going to do is you're going to click Save As, and in here you see I already have it, but you're going to give it a name, and at the end of the name, instead of writing .html, you're going to write .css. And then from there, you're going to save, but I already have it saved, so I'm just going to exit out of this, and it should have a little hashtag or pound sign, say, and give the file name with the .css. So I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but to make a different HTML page to link to, each one of these, the CSS, the HTML, and the JavaScript, are all different files of HTML. HTML is called tags in this case, CSS is tags2, and JavaScript is tags3, just to kind of keep things simpler. In this HTML file, under the title, you're going to want to have a link. And this link is going to link this file with the CSS file, the main CSS file which we just made. So what you're gonna write is main parent, kind of like what we did before, equals, and then you're going to put the name of the file, which is main.css. Then what you're going to want to put is art real equals style sheet. Real is for, I'm going to write this down in definitions right now. Real gives basically a link to a styling sheet. So this will basically say that the file that we are calling is a style sheet and will handle the style for the website. And the next thing that we're going to need to write is the type. Type is mainly for smaller browsers, so the browser knows that it's a text CSS file. So we're just going to kind of close this off now with the backslash and the greater than sign. This should be linked to now this page, this main CSS. Now we're going to reload, and then we're going to have all of our, this is the definition that we just added here, and you see nothing really new popped up because this is just the link to the styling sheet. Reload. So here is the updated version of this. We still have basically the same thing. The only thing that changed are these two lines, which is the definitions of what these two do. You're going to want to come into your CSS file, and now you're going to want to start to kind of like style your sheet. Let's say you want the background of your entire website to be one certain color. So what you're going to write is body. I picked this kind of like purple color. I love purple, so I'm gonna go with purple. So what you're gonna want to do is save the changes in your CSS file, then go to tags, and then save the tags file to update, and then reload here, and then you see wonderful lavender purple color. Very pretty. Let's say you want to change the font for the entire page. So what you're going to want to write is font family. And then you're going to put, let's see, Arial is an easy one. Simple, everybody knows that one. File, save here, then come here, file, save. And you see that the text did change. So this is for the body. Basically, the body is going to change everything in the website. So the text, the size of the text, anything you put in here is going to change everything in your body on the HTML file. Okay, so what we're going to do is here, I have a couple of headings. I have the title, and then I have this definition, which is here H1, H3, and H4. So in the main CSS, what I did, I put the H1, H3, H4, and all I said was that I want the color of any of the H1s, any of the H3s, and any of the H4s to be this dark purple that I picked out. So when I saved it, it then changed definitions in CSS to the dark purple. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the colors of this. So this HTML, once you click on it, it turns purple. We're going to change that purple to a different color, maybe like a green or something, to say that we went to the HTML. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to type A. A is the tag in which the HTML and the JavaScript link is within. I'm going to put in these brackets the color in which I want to make. So I'm just going to copy and paste this color. And guys, with this program, all you could do here is if you drag your mouse over here, you could easily just pick whatever color you want. You don't have to know the exact number of the color. This kind of weird looking green. I'm not liking this green, but we're gonna put this green. Okay, so after we save, then the color of these HTML and JavaScripts, they do change, but the green is kind of a little light. So I'm just gonna change that real quick to something a little darker so we can see it better. So you see how the CSS is basically taking the tags and it's saying whatever is in this HTML file underneath these certain tags do blank to. Change the color of all of these, change the size, it will do what you tell it. For example, the next thing that we're going to do, let's say paragraphs. So all the paragraphs in my tags2 HTML file will change to what I put into here. For each paragraph, I kind of want it to have, let's say we could do background. It's going to have their own, each is going to have their own background. I kind of want it to be a light gray. We'll do something like that. And you see all the paragraphs I have in my tags2 have a background of gray. Let's say I want to change the text color. All I'm going to want to do is write color. I'm going to change this for now to just white. And we're going to reload and we're going to see all the text is going to change to white. But I don't really want it white because you can't really see it, so I'm just going to put this back to black. Under color, we are going to kind of space our background now. So this is going to be called padding. And for padding is basically how many pixels are going to be on the top and bottom, and then on the left and right. So how it goes is the first number is going to represent how many pixels from the top and bottom, then the second number is going to be how many pixels from the left and then from the right. I'm just going to pick one just for simplicity's. I'm just going to do 10 pixels all around. This is going to be from the top, bottom, left, and right. And we're going to reload, and here you see how the background, it's not squished with the text anymore. There is space above and below the text, and also on the side here, and also I changed the color back to black so you can see it better. And also to show you, I'm going to add a definition about padding, and I'm going to save, reload, and this will also have the background and the black text as the CSS file has set all the paragraphs to be. So now this is where things get a little interesting, because now we are going to start to add classes. I'm going to show you the definition of this first. So classes basically used to style a certain paragraph or certain tag in which you want. So let's say you have a red background with blue font, and you want to use that only in three separate paragraphs on your HTML file. What you will do is in here, on the tag, you're going to write class, because that's what it is, and you're going to name your class. And I'm going to name my class style2. Now that we have this class style2, we're going to go back into our CSS file, and we're going to then style the class. Then in my CSS file, write a dot. And the dot will let the computer know to look for the certain class in the HTML file. This is going to be style2, which is going to be the same name as what we have in the HTML file here. This one, I don't think I'm going to want it to have a background. I'm going to put background, and I'm going to write none. And then I'm going to have a color, and I'm going to change the color of this to maybe like, I'll do this pinky color for now. And then we're going to reload. And here you're going to see that it has no background, but the text is that pinky red color that I made. But you can't see it on the purple, so I am going to make it this dark, kind of like rosy color. Okay, so I reloaded, and this looks much better than that light pinky color it had. So I don't like the background, kind of like boxy look on the top here. I'm going to take away that, and I kind of want to have no background, but I kind of want to have this color, let's just say. And we're going to go back to our tags, and basically, I mean, for time's sake, I'm just going to copy and paste, because that's all basically it is. And in the paragraph here, we are just going to add that we want this style for this text here. Save and reload. These two are then gone. Now, there's one more thing to this, is called a ID. So an ID is basically only used for one thing on the page and one thing only. It cannot be used in multiple locations like the class can. It can only be used for one section on the HTML page. We are going to go to our paragraph like we did with the class, and instead of class, we're going to type in ID equals. And then we are going to create our name for this ID. And you could create anything just like the class, how we made style too. ID, I'm going to write only one is going to be the name. And then in the main, in here, I am going to use # or a hashtag, and I am going to write the name in which I called the ID. And here we want something to stand out, so we're gonna have a background on this one. And we are going to put yellow. And yes, you could also type in yellow. You could type in the numbers if you want something more exact, but this is just a standard plain yellow. And then I want my text to be color, I want it to be black. A padding, let's say something a little bigger than 10 pixels. We'll do 20 pixels for this one. Okay, when we reload, the ID definition that I just wrote shows up in black text in the yellow box. That's basically it for the CSS for this video. I'm going to go back and just kind of review everything that we have starting at our home page. So I'm going to go HTML. This was the first video if you want to go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description, or you could click up here somewhere, up here, to go check out that video. It basically will go over all of this code here, and it'll show you how to add a table, add a picture, add a link, basic tags of HTML, and simple stuff to use to get the HTML web page started. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you guys ever made a website or not. And most importantly, go hit that subscribe button. More videos will be coming up in the weeks ahead, building on this website. Hope you guys like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.